All right, well, we're already past the top of the hour, so I'd like to remind everybody that you can click that like button for us, share this link on all your favorite social medias, get the word out that we're out here talking some shit about movies, because we're about to start watching an interview with Critical Drinker and Jeremy the Chocolate Man Boring. That's right.
Man, I like Critical, but he has to know that movie fucking sucks. I know you gotta play the
Honestly,
game.
he doesn't, I'm sure he does, but he doesn't really ever go, oh yeah, it's gonna be great. He's just like, it's great that you guys are giving, like, he's very careful with how he words things. He's like, it's great that you're giving, you know, Hollywood competition.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, sorry.
Oh, well, he's like on the fringe of the anti-woke group. Like I want to start referring to them as
He's not
Disney.
on the fringe, he's the spearhead of that shit.
No, but
No,
he
not
does.
necessarily.
No, because he doesn't just talk about movies he hates like everybody does in that sphere. He actually says, "Hey, this is a good movie that nobody else talks about because it doesn't, fall into that Disney category." I want to start calling them Disney-ocons or something, because there's got to be a word for them. It's people that all they do is bitch about.
There's a
Disney,
word for him. We're not allowed to say it.
Yeah, we can't say
They
it
never talk about other movies that are good unless it's conservative.
Here's that whole sphere. The reason why they're gonna stall out is because they can't do anything else. They can only complain about shit and talk about woke. All their fucking titles are gonna say so and so destroys woke, blah 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 blah. But Critical actually does other shit. He's an actual writer. He's got I think like a short film coming out from one of his books that he crowdfunded for. He got he wanted 60 grand. I think he got like 100 grand for it. So he's got that, and he's always trying to do a new segment, so he's not always doing the same fucking thing.
And you know what?
They can't.
I like Critical Drinker, but when that short comes out this coming year, if it sucks, you better goddamn believe we're gonna fucking torch him for it.
Well, of course, and you know what? He'll probably appreciate the fact that
He'll probably take it on the chin like a goddamn adult. Sorry, Eric July, you didn't get the memo on how to fucking take criticism.
Yeah, but that's the difference.
The difference between him and everyone else is if he was introduced to Warrior, he would make videos on how great it was, whereas the other people would be like, "Oh, our people won't watch this," so they would ignore.
What does Eric July and a white college girl have in common?
They both block me.
They both have vaginas.
They both like giant black eyes.
Are you really gonna?
Damn, I'm gonna edit that out later.
I gave you some fire trailers. Are we really gonna watch Jeremy Boring?
We are gonna watch some Jeremy Boring, but we are gonna get the trailers.
Jeremy
We're gonna do
Boring.
a trailer dump tonight. But but before then, I
delivered boomer porn that is on.
We're not gonna
another
watch
level.
the whole 25 minutes. Don't worry.
It's not 25 minutes.
It is a 25 minute.
Oh, you're talking about this thing.
Yeah, I'm
that
talking
I would never
about what we're
watch
doing.
Unless I'm on the
You're
show.
talking about other things.
Yeah, things that people would want to watch. Go ahead.
All right.
Boomer porn. Okay.
It's been unbelievable.
Go ahead.
I read these books as a teenager.
Turn it up.
Impactful to me.
Okay, so they're Daily Wire.
I don't like him without his sunglasses. I don't like him without his sunglasses. He looks weird without his sunglasses.
Okay.
I mean, he just looks like Mersh from like a better universe.
Mersh got his shit together.
If Mersh got his left eye corrected.
Critical Drinker is actually just Mersh Prime. Mersh is Dark Mersh.
If Mersh learned how to sip at a young age.
So he has him on to talk about a bunch of their new projects, one of which is called the Pendragon Cycle. They're doing fantasy. They got a bunch of, like, I don't think that any of these movies will be very good. Will they be woke? No. But they'll be anti-woke, which almost might be as bad.
This is why, like, Steel Toe put it he said Sam Hyde, like they feel the same way about this shit that we do. They said the same exact thing, so relieved to fucking hear it. And they were too, and Sam Hyde pretty much said the same fucking thing, where being anti-woke doesn't make this necessarily good. We want the political messaging out of the fucking movies. Now you're just doing the opposite of what the oh god, I hate saying woke. But with the left, let's say the left, and you're putting in other messaging. Instead of just making a good movie, it's just more messaging. It's just the opposite of what the other people are doing.
Now, the Pendragon Cycle, though, to be fair, it's a fantasy novel. That might be the hardest to interject your fucking ideology. Like, they tried to with Rings of Power, and they fucked it all to hell, right?
Yeah, that
Well, that's because Rings of Power. So if you want to, politics in a movie is supposed to be in a movie if the script requires it.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't write the script to require politics. You write a script and you say, okay, this is a political situation that has to be involved in this, so we need to, hammer that down. But you don't go into writing the script saying, this is the political situation I want to happen.
I mean,
And
it depends on
that's
who's
the
paying your
problem
paycheck.
with Rings of Power is they came in it saying, we're writing this script for the sole purpose of this political situation.
And well, it's the fucking who was the chick over the Prime, but she was the one that was wanting all that shit, and she hired a couple of nobodies that had next to no credits because she knew she could push them around.
Mm-hmm.
But they weren't talented enough to take her edicts and actually do something, good with them.
Well, and not only that, the Daily Wire shit, they're doing this just like fucking Doctor Who. They put all that, the Indian Sir Isaac Newton was meant to piss people off. And that's I'm mid-sentence, still going here.
Go.
So, and the Daily Wire is doing that. They in their marketing, they said this is to trigger the leftards or whatever the hell it is. It's in their marketing.
Their number one viewed trailer for that something on the prairie. What is it? Murder on the Prairie.
Something
on the prairie. The one with Gina Carano, right?
Yeah, I know. I know
the trailer that has the most views of all of those trailers for that movie is the one that goes fired by Disney.
Oh God, dude. Yeah, they're just like Eric July. They're living off that culture war shit. Like, and it's gonna fizzle out.
Yeah, it is.
It's not 2016. No, like everybody's kind of even tired of the anti-woke shit. Like now we don't want to hear any of it.
No, let's take a little listen.
They have a media channel that they need to try to fill out. So just like Disney, they're going to pump out a bunch of shit that nobody cares about so they can say, we have 100 shows on this network. Buy it.
I mean, they did just launch a bunch of children's... Like, all children's shows are pretty dog shit if you go back and watch them. Like, Batman the Animated Series barely skates above, like, especially in those later seasons, they get way better. They get way more, involved. I'm saying, like, they're very simple. They're very simple, and a lot of times that's a fine line from being simplistic for children and being dumb.
Yeah,
there's
you're
a
walking
fine
on
line.
a pretty steep slope right now.
There are some episodes. I mean, I've went back and watched animated series. There are a couple of episodes, not many, but there are a couple where it's like, all right, that leaned dumb. But most of them are just like simplistic enough. Like that show is like one of the more involved shows, especially plot wise. That's a cartoon that was made for everyone. Well, but it stays simplistic enough that children can enjoy it as well.
A lot of those cartoons from the 80s and early 90s, some of them were like, if you go back and watch the Ninja Turtles, that first episode was fucking dark.
Oh, dude, the opening of like the first comic book of Ninja Turtles was really dark.
Yeah.
They create Shredder by throwing his ass off of a fucking roof. All right, let's watch some of this.
The man who's working on it and who's largely behind the whole thing is Jeremy Boring, the co-CEO of the Daily Wire. So, Jeremy, thanks for coming in to talk with me about this. What can you tell me about the show?
Yeah, well, it's been quite an adventure for me. I've spent the majority of the year in Europe, either scouting or actually producing the show. I'm on a brief trip back to the States right now for the premiere of the film that we shot the first half of the year called Lady Ballers, which is premiering tonight.
Yay!
We have to watch it. You know that, guys, right?
Come on. I
There's
did not.
no universe.
We have to watch it on stream.
Are we allowed?
I mean, we could just do a Rumble only one.
We might have,
Most of our viewers are on Rumble anyway.
Dude.
Most of our viewers are on Rumble anyways.
Can we give us money to watch that? Because I do not want to watch that stupid fuck. It was a 2-minute clip, and I could barely get through the fuck. I'm not even joking. It took me like 3 tries to get through that 2-minute little teaser trailer.
Well, I never watched it. I scrolled past it. I was like, I don't care.
It was headache inducing.
Well, we either got to watch it on our own, or we watch it on stream.
I really felt I learned everything I needed to know by the trailer. I don't think there's anything in there that I'm going to be surprised by. It's fucking nerd.
December 1st on Daily Wire Plus. So it's been a treat to be back, near family and friends and Mexican food for a minute. Then as soon as we wrap up today, I get back on a plane, head back to Hungary.
And that's not even a pun.
Get out.
No, I said it's not a pun. He's
It
fucking
was, though.
boring.
It was.
Everything about him is boring.
Get
his
out.
name, his face, his demeanor, his
Hold on.
tone.
I can fix
Getting
this.
Why are you making us watch this?
There we go.
There
Oh, that's
it
so much
is, yeah,
better.
thank God.
We're so close to 500. Why are you warding people off?
Probably got a fucking hand buzzer when he's shaking hands. This fucking guy. Smell my flower, you old bitch. I know what you're doing.
All of our
Just look
production
at the
on
flowers,
Pendragon. You know, it's been unbelievable. I read these books as a teenager. They were really impactful to me.
You guys ever heard of the Pendragon cycle?
No, I hate him. I know nothing about anything he knows about.
I know Arthur Pendragon, but I don't know why I do. Wait, isn't that Arthur? Isn't that King Arthur?
Pendragon cycle. No, Wikipedia. I don't want to donate to you. Fucking Nazi bullshit.
Yeah, they're really pushing that damn thing.
Yeah, it's
Anything on Wikipedia.
Arthurian legend.
Haha, see, I know stuff. I got a good brain.
It's a trilogy. So
I remember Disney movies when they were good.
it's not completely out of the realm of it. That would be like one of the cheaper, I would think, because it's mainly just swords and armor and shit like that, and horses and castles and stuff. You wouldn't have to have so many dragons and magic and stuff. You could just have low key shit.
They can get like good locations, but the whole castle thing, like either you got to CGI that or be in a real castle. How do they do that?
Miniatures. Use Daily Wire. I will take back everything awful I've said about you if you just started using miniatures again.
That would be fucking awesome.
It would, right? I'd be like, okay, you know what? Maybe they're cramming a lot of their ideology down our throats like Disney did, but they're using real miniatures again. Come on, this is awesome.
All right, let's give them a chance.
And I let those dreams go. You know, I let the novel go, and I pursued other things for the 20 years between then and now. And last year, Dallas Sonnier from Bonfire Legend, our producing partner, came to me and he said, what have you always wanted to make? And I said, well, there's always this, that, and the other thing. And he said, pretty sure you could afford the rights to that now. If Daily Wire wanted to go back and revisit that. And honestly, it had never once occurred to me to look back at that dream of making the Pendragon cycle until Dallas brought it up. But it really seemed like a perfect project.
So is Jeremy Boring heading their entertainment division now?
I think so. I think he's the Bob Iger of the fucking.
And he's
Daily
writing
Wire.
most of this shit too.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
I think they looked him up on, if I remember right, they looked him up on ROTC and says he has a bunch of director's credits in actual Hollywood. Now, they're all shitty movies. Yeah, they're all shitty movies, but every single one of these people wanted to be in Hollywood.
So
they're making their own Hollywood.
So just like Hollywood or Disney or just like Bob Iger, like this asshole is like putting it all on him. Like he's in the movies, he's writing them. Like if this all is all shit, it all goes back to him. He's even worse than Bob Iger. Bob Iger doesn't put himself in the movies.
Yeah, but this movie is supposed to be a slap in the face to the left, but they're doing it in the safest possible way. If they had any fucking balls, they would have giant black men in wigs and skirts and shit like that, just beating the shit out of girls on a fucking court instead of trying to recreate something like what was that movie, The Ringer. That's what I see when I watch that.
It felt very much like Dodgeball with wigs.
Version of The Ringers.
It felt very much like Dodgeball with the wigs.
But if they had balls, they would bring in a bunch of black dudes that are actual basketball players and use that. But they didn't want to.
They pants them. That's like they in a really straight way. They pants a giant black dude. So
and they trip and their mouth fall.
Yeah. We'll show the left.
This is how you own the left, sucking giant black. Hey, what's that over there?
For Daily Wire.
Oh, that's homophobes.
Because obviously the guy who created Daily Wire Plus was so deeply impacted in his worldview by the novel. So I think they'll resonate with our audience. I think they'll resonate with a much broader audience. And I think they'll help share, kind of what started.
I hope it's good. I'm be honest. I hope it's good. I hope all these things like Lady Boners or Lady Ballers, whatever. Obviously, isn't good. We've seen how that turned out, but they're also using Babylon B, fucking Babylon B, actors and shit. So I'm not too surprised that it's not funny.
Did you see their school shooter movie?
No,
I think they didn't do that one. They didn't make that. They just distributed it. They bought the rights to it just sort of so they can distribute it on Daily Wire.
Well, then whoever buys the rights should be fired as well because it was
that movie was terrible. But
it was probably a movie that they found that they could get for cheap, and kind of aligned with their political shit. So they're like, "All right, we could work with this. Yeah, we get this for what, like $500,000, quarter,
Mhm.
$750,000, something real cheap. Yeah, we could probably make like a couple million off this.
Which would
Say
be
we're in the
fine, but
movie business.
the Lady Ball or whatever movie is meant to piss people off that they disagree with, and they're not even using like fucking Twitter memes. They're using Facebook memes that like my grandma knows.
Yeah.
Like it's so hack and fucking.
Well, that's because
stupid.
boomers are the only ones that are subscribing to their shit.
Yeah, for real.
All right, let's listen to a little more of this.
Tell me what to
like
do.
Daily Wire companies like Angel Studios and others to step in and try to fill some of that gap. People ask me, we made our announcement that we were launching a new project called Bent Key, a completely new app, a completely new platform on the 100th anniversary of the day that Walt Disney founded this company. And when we did so, we launched 18.
I mean, that's a pretty big fuck you. I'll give them
Yeah.
that. That's pretty funny.
I
It's
think,
weird
I
that
think,
they want to be Disney now.
It's cliche, is what it is. The
I
whole
don't have
fucking
a
thing
problem-
is
I mean,
cliche.
I feel like
I
more
don't have a
people would have to
problem
have
with
done that for it to be cliche.
Yeah. I don't have a problem with them doing this. I just said them making it automatically, everybody's saying it's automatically good because they're doing something different or blatantly against Disney and so-called Hollywood
Yeah.
doesn't necessarily make it good. Like it's all culture war shit. If they're making shit for kids, great. If they're making their own movies, great. But that doesn't mean they're automatically good because it's not in Hollywood or they're not, pushing the global homo like every other.
I
every other-
hope it's good. Like I hope they're good. I doubt they will be.
Well, and everything they do is
They just-
reactionary too.
It'll just be bad for different reasons than mainstream movies are bad.
So they're
Yeah.
they're like, oh, there was a school shooting. We'll release a school shooting movie. Oh, Bud Light fucked up and got boycotted. We're going to release white label beer. Oh, Hershey's got into some trouble and is getting boycotted. Fine, we'll release white label chocolate.
Yeah.
And
Why are double the price chocolate?
They're just
Yeah.
copycat entrepreneurs.
yeah, there's nothing innovative about what they're doing. They're literally copying the people they hate.
But like
but
some of the things, like Hollywood, if they would just copy the shit Hollywood did in their fucking golden days, like they could take over theaters because people
Exactly.
still want to see that shit.
But that's a lot of work.
they're not-
That's not what they are. They're
Well,
the vultures
I think
that
right
come
now,
down and sit in the middle of the lane,
You're not wrong.
2-lane highway in the middle of the country, pecking on a run over freaking raccoon. And then when cars come, they fly off and then they fly back and start eating it after the car drives by.
I think their
That's what
biggest
they are.
hurdle, their biggest hurdle for all this is going to be how amateurish this stuff is going to,
Yeah.
like come off. Like that was like the biggest thing that, like, other than just like the hack jokes and shit, that was the biggest thing that like struck me from that trailer was just that this feels like film students made this.
Because it is. These are people who couldn't survive in Hollywood.
I mean,
Yeah, this
Hollywood
is
stuff.
Jeremy
There's-
Boring trying to be a big Hollywood producer.
Yeah,
and
he's
a
like-
low-level fucking internet nerd.
You won't let me in your Hollywood. I'll go and make my own with blackjack and
there's-
hookers.
There's people who have opposing opinions that can survive in Hollywood because they're really fucking good at what they do. You think that if Martin Scorsese decided to go hard right, that they wouldn't let him make movies anymore?
No, actually, I don't. I think they
Yeah,
would just call him like a
absolutely
senile old
not.
man.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
the only, like, if you go hard right, they do to you what they did to Mel Gibson.
Who, by the way, is still making movies and they're pretty good.
Yeah, but he's not at the level he was. Like, he might as well be making B movies now. Like, he pretty much is making
He kind of
modern day equivalent to B movies.
No, but he's making movies that are good, and they're not for that cliche reason of owning the other side, and so people are drawn to it. They make money.
Batman is a banger. It's the greatest Christmas movie ever made.
That's a
Mel
decent
Gibson.
one. Better
It's
than
alright.
Violent Night. That movie sucked.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's keep going with this nerd.
Animated
we
and
still have
live
to
action
watch it.
kid shows into the world and announced that we were going to make our live adaptation of Snow White. Within fewer than 2 weeks, Disney went into crisis management, put their own Snow White live adaptation on hold, and
Yeah, you
released
did
a
that,
photo
Jeremy.
with
That was
Big
because
Gold
nobody
Wars,
likes
which
that
was a-
bitch. That's why.
Yeah, Rachel
I-
Zegler is responsible for that, not you, Jeremy.
Yeah.
I like how they come really late to the party and then take credit for everything.
They literally are the fucking quartering of a company. Just grabbing onto every fucking algorithm and just like throwing their 2 cents in and pretending like they're part of the equation or anything. Just globbing onto everything and acting like they've been a part of it the whole time.
Yeah, people that do that are dumb. I think that the reason why he had to go on this interviewing tour is because we got to him, Ken.
Absolutely. That's
It
why
was
he's
us.
there.
This interview, this little press tour they had to go on to kind of get their reputation up. That's because burnt popcorn came after your ass.
Damn
Jeremy?
right. I get blocked by Eric July yesterday, and then this happens? I don't think so. That's a coincidence. My ass.
Coincidence?
They're trying to silence the burnt and the pop and the corn.
Oh shit! I'm on a dog toy. Hold on. I was trying to go further
Well,
back.
I was making a point.
Coincidence?
If Till didn't have a retarded face, we'd all three have been blocked by him.
Nah, my face
But
is
unfortunately,
legendary.
he looks at Till and goes, "Ah, I feel bad for this retarded kid."
Yeah. You fixes like it should be in a museum.
I'm sorry.
Of
He just
horrors, bing bang boom.
he just respects me too much to block me, Ken.
I think you're talking out
He
of context.
He fears me. He
Mm.
knows that if he blocks me, I'll fucking burn his whole goddamn fucking forest down.
I think he's
He's
worried to roll up.
He's worried that
Pull up.
He's worried that you're gonna tell him he's gonna be grounded.
Now I'm gonna tell him, pull up your pants, son.
Shave your shoulders, son.
You need to go to a hairdresser for them shoulders. Lucas says it was not a simper week that got to them.
It's because I'm the one that levels everybody out and
Nah,
makes the shows
nah.
decent. Nobody gets pissed off when I'm around because I am the bringer of joy.
You're like a geriatric old man. Nobody was like,
I'm
"Oh, we
the
can't yell
bringer
at this
of
old
joy.
guy."
Now simper's like a governor on an engine. Like, you know,
On an engine?
our power levels are just too great. Simper's gotta be over here to cool me down a little bit.
I'm just here to bring joy.
Yeah. We were getting too cool. That's why we brought in
Anyway,
Severus. Like, we gotta
what
get
were-
grounded.
What we were saying? Oh yeah, back to Jeremy talking about how it's his fault that Disney went into crisis mode. What a fucking dork.
Essentially saying
Nerd.
we're not going to make what we actually already shot. I mean, they've completely gotten through production on their adaptation of Snow White. It very famously didn't have 7 dwarves. It had the 7 magical creatures or whatever they were going to be called.
Yeah.
And so an absolute retreat.
They were going to be
from
called
the
the
most
Seven
media
Magical
company,
thing I can't see on YouTube.
fictional media company.
He's like,
probably
yeah,
ever to exist.
all my
And I
buddies
think
have already
Daily Wire
covered
played an
this to
outsized
death.
role
I
in
don't know
doing
why
that.
you're
It's very
talking
good. You
about
look
it.
at that photo. It's obviously crisis management, way below the standards of Disney. So someone asked me, if Disney course corrects, will it take away your market opportunity and will it cause your Bentkey, venture to fail? And the answer is probably yes. But what a victory that would be.
Okay, that's a little bit of self-awareness I wasn't
Weird.
expecting. I mean,
Weird
these guys get me or the moments I'm like, I fucking hate these people, and then it's like, all right, maybe they're not so bad. Nope, I hate
they-
them.
No,
If
they
they
aren't
had-
that bad. They know what they're doing. This is all fucking
Mm.
marketing and money. Plays.
Yeah.
If they
Damn, they're
had
good at
balls
marketing.
and they were serious about it, they would do theatrical releases so they could beat Disney. But they don't have balls and they don't believe in the shit that they're
I
paying.
would
They are
hope that
never
they're
gonna
working
beat
up to
Disney.
it. I would hope that they're working up to it.
They're not, because it
Probably
isn't
not.
about that. All it is about gaining attention for.
Yeah, it's about
quote,
stirring up their own
unquote, Daily
fan
Wire.
base, so their fan base, fucking pays them more money.
It's about trending.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know why anyone would do that. Go to streamlabs.com/comedy on a budget or right there on Rumble and help us support this dumb show.
Help us fight everyone because we're
Yeah.
taking everyone on.
Every dollar you send into Bird Popcorn is $1 that the haters out there, like the Daily Wire, don't get.
Boom.
Do you want your money going to this man?
Nerd.
This man? Look at him. Look
Yeah,
at his hair. Look at these
Yeah, not the
glasses.
handsome guy next to him. The nerd.
Look at this
the nerd.
beard. Look at this jacket. Look at this other jacket. It's the same
Look at
jacket.
the little look at the little heart on his tie.
It's a necklace, actually, which makes it
Oh.
worse. Look at the
his
great
little
temples.
broken heart necklace.
Look at the Lady Ballers logo in the background. Look at the Lady Ballers logo here. Look at his name. His name's just floating. It's just floating in random places.
I want this to end.
I do too. Can we go to the trailer dump?
Even in failure.
Not yet.
If I could pick one thing for the world today, and I had to choose between Disney becoming Disney again and actually servicing its core mission and its core audience, which is a century of winning goodwill and,
Can you have
and
with a
public
heart
trust
or a key?
from parents with their children, or
It's a
I
heart
get
key.
to start a 100-year road of trying to create a library.
He thinks the Daily Wire is gonna last 100
Oh,
years.
God. Oh my god.
Shut up, nerd.
Do you think he really believes that, or he's just blowing
It's-
smoke up
it's
his
all
fan base
fucking-
ass?
It's all just fucking promotion and what do you call
Ken,
it?
he's
Marketing
what he's
bullshit.
doing. What he's doing is he's trying to get exactly what Ken is making us do right now. That is his goal.
What?
Is to
What do you
get
think?
people who stream to watch it so he gets more coverage. That's what he's doing.
I mean, I don't
He's
think he wants
trying to
this
trend.
coverage.
Know where the lines are anymore.
Daily Wire will be
so
around
disconnected
forever.
from what their audience really wants and believes. But I hope
A 300 Daily Wire Reich. 1,000-year Daily Wire.
Forever Daily Wire.
If I'm wrong, I hope they try and I hope they succeed. In the meantime, I'm going to keep challenging them for market share by creating content that I think more accurately reflects what that audience wants.
Yeah, but can
That's
you
like-
make it though? That's the question. Can you make it? Lady Ballers is showing us no.
Yeah.
That's like me going up on my channel and saying, I'm gonna challenge Mr. Beast to be better. It's like
Yeah.
he doesn't even know your fucking name, dude, and he never will.
Like, I get it. I got to deal with some shit watching the latest Star Wars garbage, but it's still better than going to some school play doing a Star Wars theme. It's still, I got to pick the other one, even though I hate what I'm watching, but at least it's slightly more entertaining than watching a bunch of people dance around on stage.
I think as well, the market is so big that there's almost room for everyone in something like this. And to some extent, I think this could be the way that the model for entertainment and media is heading, a decentralized model where independent creators have got more opportunities now to make things. Like you see it in...
I don't disagree. I just don't think Daily Wire is the answer.
He should have said make shit, but
I
he
don't
said-
disagree at all. I think that he's exactly right, and that's the way it's going. The problem is there's way better independent creators in the fucking Daily Wire, writing-wise at least.
Yeah, I think that's about all I can handle on that.
Ultimately, while Lady Ballers is certainly not the worst comedy I've seen in recent years, it's not on par with the mid-2000s classics like Dodgeball, Anchorman or Tropic Thunder that it seems to want to emulate. This movie is very much a rough gem, the imperfect first attempt of a company that's still finding its feet as a movie studio, trying to take on multiple different genres all at the same time, and probably finding out that it's a lot harder than it seems. And it's kind of a missed opportunity when I think about it. Like, if your aim is to crack the Hollywood echo chamber and capture that all-important middle ground of general audience appeal, you're unlikely to do it by creating one of your own.